Welcome back, Burnout Teachers. Today's lesson will be about Arab American Heritage Month. April is Arab American Heritage Month. A lot of teachers and administration do not know this, and a lot of schools are not even celebrating this month. And I think it's a very important opportunity to teach your kids about a group of people that has had a significant contribution in the United States society.
Arab Americans and Americans of Middle Eastern heritage have strong roots within the US, dating as far back as the 1800s. And the month of April is dedicated to the celebration of Arab American history and culture. It is a time to recognize the contributions of Arab Americans and learn more about the Arab population within the United States. And there are a whole number of Arab Americans who have become notable figures in a range of professions, from famous singers such as Paula Abdul of Syrian descent, Shakira of Lebanese descent, and Paul Anka of both Syria and Lebanon, to famous actors Omar Sharif, Salma Hayek, Tony Shalhoub, and Wendy Malick.
There's an excellent resource that was created by Jack Shaheen, filmmaker and scholar, and it's called Real Bad Arabs. Basically, he tracks the negative depictions of Arab in Hollywood and shows how that dehumanizes a people and really contributes to the negative stigmatization of a group of people in a society.
When we think of Arabs, what do we see? What images come to mind? Arabs are the most maligned group in the history of Hollywood. They're portrayed basically as subhuman. Where's the mother? The mythology, namely Hollywood's images of Arabs.
There are many different movies and books that children are reading that create very stereotypical images of Arabs and dehumanize them.
You are late.
1,000 apologies, oh patient one.
You have it then.
I had to slit a few throats, but I got it.
Disney's Aladdin was seen by millions of children worldwide. It was hailed as one of Disney's finest accomplishments. But the film recycled every old degrading stereotype from Hollywood's silent black and white past.
There's so many things that are embedded in Aladdin that kids may not even notice. My mother would not let me watch Aladdin when I was young because she said it was very racist, and she didn't want me as like an Arab to internalize that racism or that stereotypical depiction. But what I realized as I got older and that I did watch it is that there's so many subtle things that I feel like kids may not pick up on. In the opening, there's a song like, "You come from a land, from a faraway place," and then I think at the end it says, "It's barbaric, but hey, it's home."
I come from a land, from a faraway place, where the caravan camels roam, where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
And even something that simple that a kid probably won't pick up on will just think, oh, this is just a song for Aladdin. But what kind of idea are we creating about the Arab world? Even though my mom wouldn't let me watch Aladdin, I think what could have been more powerful is if, she did let me watch it and that she sat with me and pointed out the things that were highly problematic about it. Because I feel like that would be more of a lesson, because inevitably students are going to be exposed to things in their larger society, and they have to be equipped to know and be aware of what is problematic, what is unfair, what is unjust. And we're kind of, as educators and as parents, help to facilitate them at a young age being able to understand what is right and wrong.
The Arab is one-dimensional caricature, cartoon cutouts used by filmmakers as stock villains and as comic relief. And so over and over we see Arabs in movies portrayed as buffoons, their only purpose being to deliver cheap laughs.
I have a weakness for blondes. and women without mustaches.
All the stereotypes are here. Too rich and stupid to know the value of money.
Get me 12 sweets. Better yet, the entire floor.
And of course, he's oversexed, lecherous, uncontrollably obsessed with the American woman.
Here, my desert blossom. Give the change. Have you ever considered joining a harem?
Even if you have a really homogeneous group of students in terms of their ethnic background or their race, I think it's still important to introduce these topics. I don't think that it should solely be based on having a student who is of that origin in your class, because really we need to be talking about these topics with our kids. We need to be exposing them to different groups of people, because that's the world that they're going to live in. And when they have an idea about looking at humanity in a certain way that can respect people's cultural differences but also understand that we're all a part of this global society, I think that's a really important concept to teach kids at a young age. I know it's getting towards the end of April, so if you didn't get a chance to represent in your classrooms, it's no worries. I don't think that you should limit your representation of Arabs solely to the month of April, but I do think it's important to bring attention to the fact that there is a month that has been put aside specifically to represent Arab Americans. As teachers who already have so much responsibility and pressure on us and are burnt out as it is, trying to add another community of people in your classroom can seem like a huge burden and something you don't want to deal with. So my channel is meant to serve as a resource where you don't have to do that extra work, and you can just pull the videos of me doing the lessons and sharing that information. Real Bad Arabs is an excellent resource to start, also for you as a teacher to unpack your own bias. Like, so much of us being able to teach about these topics as teachers really constitute us first, taking the time to learn about this and unpack our own biases so that we're not transferring those biases to our students.
I'm an optimist, and I believe in the future, particularly in young filmmakers. The stereotype will change. I think whenever we see anyone being vilified on a regular basis, we have to speak out, whether we're image makers or not. We have to take a stand and say this is morally and ethically wrong to demonize